owned all this land, and we gave it all up. And fought for it to give America what it is today. Essentially, the first Americans
Why did they want to do away with this? We have resources, right? We lost 2/3 of our reservation. They found silver on one part of the reservation and they took it. And then they found gold up around Republic and they took another 1.5 million acres. They meaning the federal government. We didn't get paid for that.
It really was all of these promises. We have 7 treaties. Up here are all of our treaties that are listed, developed and negotiated. The biggest swath of land was, of course, with the Willamette Valley Treaty, or the treaty with the Calapuyas, and that ran all of the midsection of western Oregon from the Columbia River down to the state of California. No sooner was the pen dry when all of the other acts of reducing what was given to us was taken away.
Why did they want our land? Did they want our water? Did they want the silver? Did they want the gold? In other reservations, did they have resources that is wanted? Look at the Dakotas and the Black Hills.
The federal government has never lived up to any of the treaty negotiations that they made with the tribes. And the tribes are constantly in a battle to say, I have to have water, I have to have land, I have to have air, I have to have my natural resources.
In our history, it was against the law to even follow our religious beliefs. And that wasn't too long ago, 100 years ago. And so, while that may seem like a long time, but to us, to our elders, that's just a blink of the eye.
My family, we went to Chicago, and my father was trained in auto mechanics or mechanics, high diesel mechanics. So several other families did move away. We lost our language. Our grandparents were taught at the boarding school not to speak the language, and so they didn't speak the language in front of their children.
Basically, they didn't want their obligations to the tribes to continue, so that's why they were going about the termination routes. They began in the Northwest, but they went after some of the bigger tribes, thinking if they could terminate some of the bigger tribes, then the smaller tribes would have nothing to stand on. First of all, they organized because they wanted a collective voice, and then once they had were facing bigger issues, then the collective voice became even stronger.
But I feel like, and our team feels like, we need to gear up. We need to be ready. We need to be part of these food discussions now.
We're an advocacy organization, but we're the platform for the tribes to make their decisions and address the issues that are facing them and impacting them. Housing is a big issue for many tribes, so with that comes safety and law enforcement issues, which are combined with health issues, which are combined with transportation issues. Everything is integral.
The affiliated was kind of laid the groundwork for a lot of things like dealing with legislation. Allowed the tribe to connect to other issues and talk to other tribes that were involved in something similar to maybe a concern we had.
One tribe by itself really can't accomplish a whole lot, especially back in the days when it was the policy of the federal government to terminate us. You need as much numbers as you can. So when all of the tribes got together and supported us to beat termination, then it wasn't just one voice going to Washington, D.C., it was all of the tribes in the Northwest.
And when you're unified, you're strong, and your message is clear, your vision is clear, so that's the beauty of ATNI.
Instead of one tribe having to defend itself or to propose projects, we're collective and unified, in a sense, on a number of fronts.
We definitely want to honor our ancestors and do good work and implore the teachings that they taught. We also want to honor those generations yet to be born. So when you look at that spectrum, multi-generational effort, everything that we do, we're inspired by the teachings of our past, and we're motivated, encouraged, and inspired by the vision and dreams of children yet to be born.